murder is what started all of this.
All right. Sounds like Richtofen's on the radio.
Your sins, Edward.
Ooh, Sam's starting to sound a little bit more human. There's our trap. Dark ether room. Ooh, nice. They're like launchers. That's so sick. Ooh, there's that field upgrade, the wonder weapon. Yeah. And the Forsaken chamber. Oh, the special effect. That's so cool.
You like that?
So much verticality.
My wife and child, surely their lives count for more than a machine's.
Oh, that was Sam. Totally, that was Sam.
They're flanking you! Here comes uber trouble.
The anti-gravity. Oh, Klaus. And then the exoskeleton breaks. Dude, that's so cool. Fear the Reckoning. Dude, that was a sick gameplay trailer. We're going to break that down. Shout out MZC, you're live right now. Let's go.
Oh, no way. They jump out with the suit. That's sick.
All right, so we're starting here in the spawn room. Richtofen says murder started all of this, obviously referencing Weaver's and Maxis's hit on Richtofen and his family. As we saw yesterday in the teaser trailer, there's a rampage inducer here, so this is the spawn room. We just got some action shots of everybody. Yep, you see the rampage inducer right there. Great zoom out. You can see we will skydive here later, so that's exactly where that footage was taken from. And then on this level, we see the ammo crate that we were talking about, the dark ether room, and we get a better look at this thing, which does look to be of importance. Don't know exactly what yet, but here is the trap for the map. These cameras, high voltage things. Oh, here you go. There's a better look at it. We got the Tonto on the wall and that sort of chamber there. Again, very interesting. Oh, they're on a higher round now. That's a higher rarity. Definitely not just a straight teleporter like we thought, but it is melee macchiato like I called it. That's really good. Beautiful area. This is what overrun Dark Ether looks like. Definitely better than the Forsaken. And of course, we get these launch pads. So cool, launching you across the map into the different towers. That's really fun. Love that as a motive of transportation. You can see we got stamina up on the wall and whatever tower this is. Lots of computers, hopefully some Easter eggs. I'm trying to see if there's any vermin. It almost looks like, yeah, it looks like these guys are transforming, you know, like how the zombies transform into vermin, the vermin crawls out of their face. That almost looks like that's what's happening there, but it's really hard to tell. But we've got our new field upgrade. Dark Ether Monkey looks great. The Forsaken chamber in the background there, very much acting like a homunculus and just going after all the zombies. Get beautiful shot of the new wonder weapon, which does resemble MZC. Speaking of, he did mention that it kind of looks like a Cerberus, and I can kind of see it with the orb in the center. So I don't know, I could see it being in the same family. We've got an arsenal station, which people have pointed out, and the Forsaken chamber. Obviously that could be huge for the storyline. And we see some anti-gravity effects of this wonder weapon, which is so cool, brand new, innovative, creative. Even more important, we see the jug. This is another perspective. Looks like that almost looks like a Tesla storm or an energy mine. Yeah, it's an energy mine being activated there. And we get this dolphin dive from this top part. And I believe that was spawn, maybe, or it looks like the same building. There's a teleporter there, jug there. Maybe it's a different building. Maybe it's on top. And then she's going down to where another, I guess that's not spawn because that's, you know, down was where spawn was. But we have the parachutes. And then this is a very interesting facility. These are, oh, that looks like a toxic zombie to me, and that looks like a disciple. Oh, okay, that we'll see. I don't know, they look like different zombies, but who knows, they could just be more creative like zombie models. We'll see. It's less than a week till this map comes out. More good shots. Now this chamber looks very intriguing because if we look at who's inside, that just straight up looks like Samantha Maxis. Like that's straight up her body. Oh, it could be very interesting. Now, there's been so many good theories about what happens with her if she turns into the Echo and Ava Jansen and they get exposed to Dark Ether. I don't know, but this is the cool Pack-a-Punch room. That's the Pack-a-Punch floating there. I wonder if that's just part of that where it's floating and you have to anti-gravity your way over. We could see some moon jumping there, sort of like Dreisendrache or Moon with the low gravity, but this looks way different. Like this shot in particular, we got the Pack-a-Punch camo there, but we got zombies kind of floating around across the map. Oh, it looks so good. I mean, I guess that kind of did look more like Moon or DE. Pretty good. Another teleporter there. I'm so excited for the swim. And then we get Uber Klaus with Uber Trouble, of course. Looks as though that's another trap up there or some sort of Easter egg type thing. I don't know. That just stood out to me as pretty important. And then we've got Gray dolphin diving backwards and flying straight. Obviously, Weaver dolphin diving to the side and going straight looks awesome. That Pack-a-Punch camo, again, looks pretty cool. Got some DNA strands there like Modern Warfare 3. And then there's that exoskeleton breaking and then turning into a regular robot. Now, I don't know if this robot, like these red ones with the red mist of the max ammo rounds, are going to be the same as this one. It looks very similar. I bet you they'll be very similar. But still, they detonate upon death. Looks great. They're using jetpacks to fly around like Iron Man. That looks so good. Haven't seen that before. Get some good shots of everything. Look at that. Epic. There's a better shot of that machine, whatever this is. This could be directly above the Maxis chamber. So who knows? Maybe we activate something and then whoever it is, whether it's Sam, whether it's Richtofen's family, maybe that was his wife instead of Maxis, who knows? And then Fear the Reckoning. Oh, so great. And I know I've said, it's disappointing that it's evening time instead of nighttime, but it's not the biggest deal in the world so long as it has good atmosphere. And I don't know, we'll see. The atmosphere doesn't stand out to me. This one does look just kind of like a facility to me, but I know that's a pretty common complaint. But, the atmosphere of the Tombs, Citadel, Terminus have been really good. There's a lot of verticality. This room in particular, I'm really interested in. And I want to hear this quote again from Richtofen.
My wife and child, surely their lives count for more than a machine's.
My wife and my child, surely their lives are worth more than a machine's. Yeah, so that's very interesting. It almost seems like he's pleading with our team to save his wife and son instead of the machine being Maxis. So I wonder if we're going to need to make a decision. I am very disappointed that there's no intro cutscene. I imagine because we've got this gameplay trailer, that also means that there's not going to be an intro cutscene, because usually that comes like very first. That's our first introduction to the map. It would be a very pleasant surprise if there was one, but to me, this signals that they aren't going to have one, and that is just one of the biggest failings of Black Ops 6, in my opinion. Biggest failings. The gameplay is fantastic, but the story, the narrative, is what ties everything together. And with the lack of character quotes, the lack of character depth, and the lack of intro cutscenes, yes, the gameplay is awesome, but it could have been that much better. Either way, like I said, we've got less than a week, about a week until this map is actually released. I will be covering it live, going over the Easter egg, all of the wonder weapons, because we've got variant wonder weapons, figuring out all of the side quests, so be sure to subscribe. But if this is the first time you're hearing about or seeing about the Reckoning in detail, we got a huge blog post yesterday detailing all of the details that you'd want to know about it, but not too much that it's spoiling everything. And if you want to see a breakdown of all of that information, be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.